You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. He don't talking about who? He don't talk. What's good with the people, man? How is y'all doing on this soggy Sunday? They ain't gonna never change, man. You know what I'm talking about? This one right here gonna be called Seeking Self, man. You say Seeking Self? What you talking about, bro? We gonna get into it, but before we do that, mama say brush them whiskers before you, when you on TV, man. You know what I'm talking about? Followed by them Coffee Chronicles. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Now, a good brother like myself, man, I want to shout out my partners, Ken and the Pen, man. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Everybody up in there, man. Everybody around the world, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get through it to get to it, man. From the bottom to the top, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep that head up. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Swing that finger, you know what I mean? Worldwide INC, what you say, bro? Worldwide Incorporated, what you say, bro? Worldwide, they gonna say what that mean. Hi, you know what I'm talking about? It means everybody included. And Dugu, Mike, Cutthroat, Lil Rue, not Lil Rue, Tata the player, that's who comes next, man. You know what I'm talking about? Same thing, bro. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like a brother like myself, man, I don't promote no crime. I don't promote no violence. I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off the people. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no negativity. No, man. No, man. Me, man. I don't promote shh. They say, well, bro, I don't promote shh. All I promote is y'all. Go ahead, do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we don't know how much of it we got, man. But a good brother like myself, man, I ain't, prejudice, you know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, man, I ain't got nothing against the sexually different, no, man. Good brother like myself, man, I ain't got nothing against the little people, man, no, man. Me, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody. They was talking to me, man, I just love me some everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. He don't talking about bring that peace. He don't talking about that jewel. He don't talking about that lid. What you say, bro? That lid. You know, back to YouTube community. You with me? Hey, check it out. Come mess with a brother one time, you know what I'm talking about? Man, what's good with the people, man? How is y'all doing on this soggy Sunday? They ain't gonna never change, man. You know what I'm talking about? Seeking self. They talking about, man, what you talking about, bruh? Breast and whiskers when on TV, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who don't know they alphabets but still be talking to the FBI, you know, elemental P. God, yeah, I say, bro, why you fuck with it like that? Because if I don't, ain't nobody else is. Seeking self, sorry, seeking self, bro. It ain't even soggy Sunday. They ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? Seeking self. They say, bro, what you talking about that right there? Because we be on the search for everything else, bro. But for some reason, we don't never try to find out who we is. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm gonna tell you something, man. The worst, they gonna say, bro, you always talking about the worst thing you could do. No, on some real shit, bro. The worst thing, one of the worst things you could do, bro, is be fucking with somebody, a friend, a bitch, or just a family member. Is be fucking with somebody and you don't know who they is. You get what I'm saying? I mean, not you don't know who they is. Fucking with somebody when they don't know who they is. Coffee Chronicles. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of us, bro, we just putting on the, we portraying the image, bro. You know what I'm talking about? All that shit we be talking about we gonna do, bro. We really don't know what we'd do if we was in them situations, bro. We just be saying that shit. If that was me this, if that was me that. And one of the worst things you could ever do, because I've done it. You know what I'm talking about? A million times, bro. You get what I'm saying? And drug a raggedy motherfucker to a serious situation, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And in my serious situation, I was left with a raggedy motherfucker. Because people who don't know who they is, I'm sure you're not gonna know who they is. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm sure you're gonna think they was the people that they was acting like. Something like this internet. You know what I'm talking about? So you're gonna be over here, you're gonna be willing to take this motherfucker to a brawl. Because this whole time when you was around him, he seemed like he was tough. Until the fight started and the nigga took off. You get what I'm saying? Seeking self. Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. And that's really if you ask me, I don't know, man. I think that's the whole goal of life, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Is finding out who you is. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, bro. I don't know what your goal is. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, what you say, bro? Old lady. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? You know, some real shit, seeking self. But they got us so trapped up and so caught up in all this old other fuck shit, bruh. That's the one thing we don't really be searching for, who we is. You know what I'm talking about? Now, we go to Google and search up everything else, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? But you can't even search who you is in Google. Who you is, you gonna find out in the fire. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of times, bro, like I said, you don't even know what you're gonna do. You know what I'm talking about? There's been a lot of times, bro, a lot of situations I have never been in my life. You get what I'm saying? But once I got in them, I was built for that shit. That's what I can tell you. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out my mama. Happy Father's Day to all the fellas out there, man. You know what I'm talking about? My daddy and just all the other fellas. Shout out and happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the penitentiary, man, all around the world, man. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, ain't leaving nobody out. They said yesterday, man. Well, I was talking about it with Soft, man. They say somebody drove down the street and threw a bomb out. You know what I'm talking about? Man, this shit is so crazy. I'm glad I was off, man. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. And why they always throwing that motherfucking bomb right where baby cuz got to take that truck, man? That's the second time they done blew that motherfucker up. But I did talk to somebody yesterday, man. They said something alarming, man. Fucked me up. They said we was, y'all remember that last game? When was it? Friday. Pop said he was looking something up. You know what I'm talking about, on his phone. It was finna be the end of the second half. And he said he fucked around and put something, and it went to AI. And he said while the game was still on, AI had already announced the Oklahoma City Thunder had won. While the game was still on. Who was that? You feel me? He said, man, I think this shit rigged, man. That fucked me up. He said that it was in the middle, it wasn't even halftime yet. It was just finna go to halftime. And they hit something on AI, nigga, and AI had already said that they had already announced the game, the winner of the game, while the game was still on. That was deep. You know what I'm talking about? But seeking self, soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change, bruh. And that's the only thing you have. That's gonna be the most important thing you'll ever find, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Finding yourself is gonna be more important than finding some gold and some diamonds and all that shit, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Find yourself, folks. Seeking self. Because that's what we don't. It's almost like we run away from ourselves now. It's like we fuck with other people to run away from ourselves now. It's like we on the Seeking Self Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. It's almost like we intentionally put our attention on everything else just to get away from that shit that's us. You know what I'm talking about? So we act like everything is more important than finding who we is. Bruh, because if you don't never find yourself, bruh, if you don't never know who the fuck you is, bruh, on the inside, bruh, you're gonna spend a life of being basically programmed by other people. If you don't know who you is, bruh, you're gonna spend a life of being other people's slaves, bruh. If you don't know who you is, you're gonna spend a life of doing what other people want you to do. Cause you ain't gonna know who the fuck you is. And when people don't know who the fuck they is, bruh, they go years trying to fit in spaces that ain't even for them, bruh. That's how y'all get used when y'all be talking about other people be funny and all that. It really don't be that, bruh. It be you don't know who you is, so you trying to fit around these people that ain't no good for you. You know what I'm talking about? That's why everywhere you go, you ain't got nothing but a bunch of complaints about how these people done fucked you over or whatever. Them people done really fucked you over, though. You know what I'm talking about? That was the price of wanting to fit in. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that was the fee for wanting to fit in. That was the fee for being over there. Coffee Chronicles. Sorry, Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. Seeking self. But once you, that's gonna be the beginning of your peace, bruh. You're gonna have to find yourself first, bruh. You won't even be at peace until you find yourself. Because until you find yourself, you're not even gonna know who you is. You're not gonna really tap into yourself. until you find yourself. Until you find yourself, you just gonna be running around here going through the motions, bro. Following what's popular, doing shit they wanted to do, going places they wanted to go. You ain't gonna never really be able to enjoy yourself or even be able to start your piece, bro, until you find out who you is. Just like I said, you got motherfuckers right around here right now, nigga, don't even like glasses. Don't even like sunshades, bro. Got about 15 pair of them motherfuckers. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, you know what I'm talking about? Because they just following trends, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Once you understand who you is, once you realize and start coming into yourself, you're not really gonna give a fuck about the outside noise. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna get in more into yourself. That's when you're gonna be had the courage enough to wear them shoes that you like, but everybody else was talking about. You get what I'm saying? That's when you're gonna get the courage to you know what I'm talking about? Tell motherfucker you don't want to go to the nightclub, bro. You know what I'm talking about? You finna start going to the park, to the beach, all that shit you really wanted to go do. You get what I'm saying? Museum, you know what I'm talking about? You gonna start getting more into yourself, and you gonna start getting less into other people. So all that outside noise, it ain't gonna even matter, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Because you gonna start getting into most shit that you want to do. Seeking self. Soggy Sunday, that ain't gonna never change. But if you don't never find out who you is, bro, I'm telling you, you just gonna live a motherfucking life of what everybody else want. You just gonna live a life of what everybody else doing. You just gonna live a life of what everybody else eating. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna live a life of what everybody else watching. You gonna live a life, you gonna be in them invisible conversations and shit. You gonna be them single people on the panel and shit talking about niggas and bitches. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. That's why I tell you, bro, you might not never be rich. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you might not never be rich, bro, but you always have a chance to be at peace. That's one of the only things you can obtain with no money. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. That's one of the only things you can't buy with money. You know what I'm talking about? Peace damn near like time. You know what I'm talking about? But time is the most expensive thing on this motherfucker, because that's the only thing you will never be able to get back. You know what I'm talking about? That's the on some real shit. Nigga, time like age. Them one of the only things that go up and don't go down, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why it don't make no sense for us to get older, but our mindset going backwards, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all starting to defy nigga time, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, y'all starting to define time. I told y'all done found that motherfucking car off Back to the Future. You know what I'm talking about? And just like I told you last time, let me use that motherfucker Friday. You know what I'm talking about? I see you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Once again, happy Father's Day to all the gentlemen out there, all the fathers out there, man. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody that got kids, because you know how y'all do it. Y'all to sit there and just, nigga, if you got kids, happy Father's Day, bro. Because y'all to sit there and get to putting that other shit, happy Father's Day to the people who, you know what I'm talking about, and start putting, man, just happy Father's Day to everybody, bro, that ever had a kid. You know what I'm talking about? Real ride in this motherfucker, man. It's your partner, man. Seeking self. And that's one of the only things that you should be seeking, bro, that you really should be looking for. You know what I'm talking about? Especially in this motherfucking day and time here, bro, because we so, you know how we be talking about, nigga, we need to come together and all that. Bro, how the fuck is we gonna come together when you don't even know who you is? And that's the problem right now if motherfuckers came together, bro. Even if every black person in the world came together right now, bro, we'll still be lost as a motherfucker, bro, because you'll be surrounded by motherfuckers who don't even know who they is. Because I done told you this a long time. We always find somebody to fight against. The devil, the white people, and all that, bro. You your own enemy. We the enemy. You know what the enemy is? The way you think. That's the enemy. The way you think. The way we done accepted this brainwashing. I ain't bullshitting with you. So before we can even go fight the white people, nigga, we gonna have to fight you niggas' mentality. Yeah, we gonna have to fight your mentality. You know, I bred with vocabulary. Seeking self though. You know what I'm talking about? So while we out there, we be searching everything. Google, can you look up this and look up this, man? The shit you really need, the shit that you need to find, you ain't gonna be able to find it on Google. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna be able to go to Google Maps and look up how to get to yourself. You get what I'm saying? You not. That's why I hope a lot of y'all left some breadcrumbs. That's one thing I can say, man. When I got out of my mind, I left breadcrumbs so I can get back to myself. You know what I'm talking about? But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires, man. And with that one right there, you don't remember nothing else. Always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of love.